asalaamaaleykum mbokk yi ñu ngi leen a nuyu di leen dalal ci Jollof Football Bantaba platform bi. It's another Sunday. It's the time for the Gambia football show. Ma ne ko am here with ma ne ko suma brother Coach Che. Wala ma ne ko suma président bi dama ko dee fàtte suma président bi Coach Che. Ma ne ko Coach nuyu naa la. Ma ne ko last week ma last time yow sa waa ji Buuba, you guys had a wonderful show. It was a very good one. Ma ne ko ak ne bañ a host waaye yow yaa expert host bi si plateforme bi di waaye xam naa ne laikuloo ko waaye nu mu fa demee nuyu naa la.
Chama fay naa la dina delloo ziar di nuyu audience yi. Football xaw naa bàyyi ci channel bi di wax naa ne Facebook Instagram ak TikTok xam naa time bi moom ñëpp ngi seetaan ñëpp ñoo seetaan waaye I'm just used to the YouTube channel waaye dina jaajëfal bu baax a baax dina doon tëraat rek channel parce que dafa jafe mu trop waaye boo demee mit isi foofu yeah jaajëfal bu baax a baax di jégal tey dama xaw a solo nag tey dama xaw a solo dama xaw a solo fan yi
mooy da nga dóor yi ñu la dóor moo tax nga xala suloo xam nga ma ne ko tey mën na yéen ñu war a tasee after ma ne ko dóor yi ñu la dóor moo tax yaa ngi xala suloo waaye baada waaye ma ne ko suñu gars tey gaa ngi loos nag Buuba Space Seni moom he could join us along the way. Mom he has been sick for a while but I think he has recovered now, so nañu join tey si show bi and hopefully we will have another very good one today. Hopefully you replicate loolu leen def last week yow ak Buuba along those lines. But today we have a few very interesting topics to discuss. Last week it was the international break. International break with Jena. Gambia playing in 2 fixtures over that period. They broke some records along the way, and then there were some decent performances too in those 2 games. It was disappointing. It's not they are what I get about the Gabon game last time. It was disappointing. 4-3 result. But other than that, I think performance there was a lot of good performance there to take, and then a lot of things has happened too in that period. Players they want if you want to strike, they gonna if I like a lot of talks about striking, boycotting, and all that. You not happen to be the international break. Yeah, but club football is back this week, and also Queen Scorpions going prepare pour send AFCON their own AFCON qualifiers against Kenya as well. Play on in Kenya. It's the previous international bit, but this time we may in order play against Kenya. And it will be another interesting one. It's gonna be next week. They have 2 legs to play against Kenya. I think this is the final stage of their qualifiers. So they can make it to the AFCON for the first time, which would be another historic event. So all those topics you see line up be today to discuss FIFA ranking be again. I'm not anybody surprised. Gambia nakala ñu win 7-0, then Gambia send rank be move it going up see ranking be, but I think what I don't know if you have a ranking before in the past. So maybe then ko Jaime Ward rek pour nit yi gën a understand lu tax affaire bi naka demee. Maa ngi just make post boobu noonu recently ma ne ko sa gars yi dégguma leen de GFF seen dëkk baa ngi seen rank baa ngi dem daal waaye kenn déggu leen galaata yoo daal de leen daal waaye anyway fi ñu ko starté ci is the international break bi. Let's start with the positives. There were a lot of positives, right? Especially in the game against Seychelles. It was a record-breaking win for Gambia. Musa Barrow breaking the goal scoring record, and Abdoulaye Manneh being the first Gambian to score a hat-trick. After Cho would you go game they went and then break a lot of records on that day. What did you make of the game on that day? The result, the performance, and the game. What did you make of the day itself?
Chama jërëjëf loolu moom di si kontaan rek di si bëgg comme ni ko performance was wonderful. Even the Kenya game sax the boys played really well, but our defense let us down.
No, Gabon.
No, the game against Gabon Labo when Kenya against Gabon Labo. Yeah, we played a very very good game. Understand, but the defense let us down. But again, it was a makeshift defense. defense. So almost you play together for the first time that I play together. When you with someone with many experience, that's a jahasele. So playing against a world class striker like Omian, the friend manipulate, understand that. Jalen if you score you 4 goals. But it's all into context play we chances we created, all those stuff. You can see a massive evolve, involvement bu am si team bi. Understand nga. Going to the Sessions game tamit likewise. Boobu defense mooy opponent nekkul benn te gis nga ni ñëw ni ñu ko wane Sessions dañ ñëw rek jaaleen doole 2 minutes ñu score understand nga. Goal score te bu doon score moo doon dat sax nga imagine with that score line first half bi Musa Barrow ak Yankubu Minteh were all on the bench. They didn't start that game. So imagine if they started that game, maybe it might be different. Mourinho them at 9-10. But again, it was positive. Given what surrounded the surrounded problem what happened before you play game, like strike we doing train, our friends and things like that. It was just crazy. But again, I'm solo we made history and record during the World Cup qualifiers. We are the highest goal scoring nation ever in the African FIFA World Cup qualifiers. 27 goals they score throughout the qualifiers. Musta history Africa League. We are the highest. But again, we considered 18 goals. Looking back to our games, Chama. So Holocene came against Burundi, the first leg. The two-legged games against Gabon. Also the draw against Kenya. If you refer back to those games, Chama time by time, we don't know if you can playoff spots. Hold them World Cup.
At least, yeah.
But if you look at our two-legged game against Gabon, but to be honest, by far we were a better team. Against Kenya, like from 3, I think it's 3 or 3-1 up, 2-0 up, we end 3-3. Understand? Goals against Burundi, Bobu Tomla, first leg. Burundi of all teams, you play 3-4-3, you outplay. Tom, you will defend. That was a very, very bad loss, a very, very painful loss. So going back to those games, even 4-3 win, Gabon, we had chances to make it at least to the qualifying playoffs. But again, it's a learning course for everyone. And Kobe right now, it's not team on me. He loves to attack, did not score goals. But again, you have to balance the team, balance the scale. Because goals wins you matches, but defense wins you trophies. So in this case, to qualify, look at Ivory Coast. 0 goals conceded. 0. Can score in full qualifiers. Understand? Like don't compare Ivory Coast and Gambia in terms of football, but in terms of personnel, right now, Gambia, we are one of the top teams in Africa. Chama.
I think we are ranked well in the squad value. So I said the squad value we are 12th in Africa.
Exactly. This is exactly my point. Understand? So look at the example. Look at this Cape team who qualified. They are leaving goal scorers who qualify. It's playing in Portugal's 4th division. 4th division. No regional. Understand? I mean, we have been a player playing in the Premier League. Not only being playing week in out, starting for the team, being a key player for the team. The list goes on.
Yeah.
Understand? So then where is the problem? I think that's a question where is the question? Where came from? Understand? The common make World Cup. The new Afcon League, we never something normal to them. Ñun Gambia ba tey ñu have that problem. Why? Te ñun suñu squad value moo gën squad value. Why? Because they're playing home. Is it because Halis? Just why?
No, those two things. Your point, I think they are they are huge factors. But let me just add something to that. Yankuba Minte alone is more valuable than the whole Kidbat squad. Yankuba Minte, more valuable Kidbat same squad, babe, and they are making it, like you say. Yes, factor was they have the luxury of playing at home. They play at home every single time. But another thing, have the Kidbat, I'm going to Gambia, I'm going to because you cannot even talk about the scouting. You cannot talk about the scouting because we have the quality of players. So scouting players and players don't know losing problem. They do that. They rely heavily on the international players, like players you make a Portuguese, then you see them. But they are not top players in Portugal. Don't compare community. So that is not a problem. Then you talk about respect to their players, respect to their football. A country who respects in football, my Kidbat. I've been to Kidbat. Yeah, I said that in my video. Man, personally, so what is the best country to visit Africa? It's not based on the most beautiful country, but based on systems in Kidbat will come number one for me. And they are just 500,000 people. Like, you can't just type and search, why is Kidbat being successful? What they tell you is, then just football cheer. They are putting money in the football. They are respecting the people that are representing them in their football. And of course, they have the luxury to play at home. They have a very strong federation too, as well. Very strong federation, I believe. So there are a lot of factors, but man, if I have to pin it down into three, of course, it's playing at home, which I value so hugely. Young Lord mentioned the Gambia, I'm in chances to qualify. But imagine I'll see home game, about Kenya, 3-3, but when you play on Gambia, game over them 3-3. Game when play in Gabon 4-3 bi suñ ko play on Gambia game boobu noonu du demee 4-3 Gambia suñ demee ba jël du doon demee nu mu war a demee noonu on a ça so man for man that is the biggest factor, that is the home level. Then of course there are some tactical things could be in the defensively we could have improved those areas, but tamit Gambia joxuñ football cër bu mu soxla yaa ngi doon mention balaa ñoo ñu fii lu tax Alaaji Sarr nekkutoon si lifin bi on a ça waxuma ne Alaaji Sarr su nekkoon foofu ne Gambia ni wala dara, but these are the technical team, like soo demee ba nga xam ne mënu doo yóbbu sa whole technical team, which we will talk about. Man, my main point is that Kidbat, they have the advantage of playing at home and they jox nañ football cër bu mu soxla. Ñun Gambia joxuñ football cër bu mu soxla, man noonu laa ko gisee. Yeah.
Man tamit tey sama li nga wax la mën a àndal. My main factor, because it doesn't make sense. Chama, it doesn't make sense. It's just crazy. Yeah. Commentary, so
we can segue into that one, yeah, because do Alaaji Sarr rek ñaata players ñaata technical teams like ñaata technical members
Alaaji Sarr ak kii ak Paan wow
and the other one and officials, right? ñoom Ibu Faye ak gaay officials.
Wow.
Well, his technical team, I think just those two, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Chama, did you communicate about that?
They did not.
Another problem. That means again, last month, they got there again. This time on Ghana, they didn't even show the rankings. Anyway, Lolo aside. Chama, apart from the coach, who is more important than Alaaji Sarr in the team?
Yeah.
I mean the technical setup. For players in the players, let's say the administrators and also the technicians. After the coach, who is the most important one person there?
This I would say Alaaji Sarr active boy, those two.
No, Alaaji Sarr. My number two. They
never tell us.
Foofu laa bëgg a ñëwee nag.
Okay.
Foofu laa bëgg a ñëwee léegi ñun daan buñ doon am man am naa ko yow am nga ko. Mais T-Boy ak Alaaji Sarr kan mooy assistant coach direct assistant ku nekk next to the coach. Wa JFF ñoo communiqué dañ ne Alaaji Sarr ak T-Boy are the assistant coaches. Loolu lañ wax. Understand ñun am nañ daal woon kan soo jiite. Débat bi ne Alaaji Sarr moo fa gën a yaaga moo fa expérience ñu ne T-Boy moo fa kayit moo fa war a nekk. Understand then ñu fi ko pin down to mooy Alaaji Sarr is the CHAN team head coach, which is the B team of the national team. T.Y. is the under 23 coach, which is the C team of the national team. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So when you following go highway, you realize is the assistant. But simply happening right now, things not change. It seems that T.Y. is the assistant coach, not Elijah.
Yeah.
Well, if Elijah was the assistant coach, then the Andy fans if you drop Kena, they would have dropped T-Boy, then Elijah.
True.
Understand? And still now they didn't communicate why they did that.
Only
I know someone
actually Kaba did,
okay.
But he communicated at coffee time with Peter Gomez, not from the GFF official page. They have their own platform to communicate to the people, because not every Gambian football fan go and watch coffee time. So I don't even think that is the right place to move the flow. No. I respect coffee time, what they are doing with even the government. They can communicate their things directly from the government. But the Gambia, we do things like understand, because coffee time is the hottest the hottest place, which my uncle Mofanega, Peter Gomez, my next door neighbor, is very good. But every institution have their own platform to make their communication. GFF have the GFF media, GFF have everything to communicate to the public, but they always choose to go maybe president them answer. They don't feel the duty to communicate to the people directly. Unless you like them questions, you know. Is a seasoned journalist like Peter Gomez. But anyways, go ahead. Yeah.
Wow. So Chawa Lulu the Fadewa, the over Dewa. Even those I want to read levels up. Chawa. Before you allow. Pan Muna understand. Pan, I don't think he's officially appointed. More engagement in colleges, more Jumu. I stand to be corrected if I'm wrong. Understand? Tenega set up. Pan was never there. The swing is on. Understand? Take the sort of in the floor. Could be then select could be Iceland coach, goalkeeper trainer. Understand? So you have appoint. My Jonathan, Rajasar, T-Boy, Elijah Morom. And the two living, how to call it, the medic and the two how to call it, two kids guy, young kids. But the rest could be sure you the I goalkeeper trainer, any fitness coach, any nutritionist. You could have from anywhere. Every time we talk, was happening. I was a parent of it, Silula Boha. So parents go Guinea, they find a problem. They understand the problem. Understand? But Johnny came with his soldiers, like way. So why should they do what like this? Why? Why should they do what like this? It's very disrespectful, to be honest. It's very, very disrespectful. And again, you didn't communicate. Yang nak kawa, wana masuk kopi time. Masa ada moho, kopi kawa, dulu moho. Lan lawa. Setiap formula itu boleh. Aku ada sekali tiga, kaya wana hamlu kawa. Akhirnya alai sabu kopi kawa misalnya.
Yeah, what he said was basically like they had financial struggles, they have financial difficulties. That's why they even have to cut their technical team. He cannot send them over very Ibu find them so much and for once I put negotiate with the players when they wanted to boycott a very little bit. How to like I send allowances because Ben Senior GFF official nekul for put def negotiation only show more for nekul pour def lo non so mom sakaba bem dem ne mom hamut like the day of the game we go like because yeah see good be they good ben news on that day, so that could be good news. The Gambian name play maybe because they would be any news from the day. But what he said was they had to cut them out because they did not have the finances to take all their people. Like no luck or header.
So Peter Laliko, who to blame in finances? The game or the government?
Like I cannot remember. I cannot remember exactly but it's possible. It's possible maybe Peter but I cannot remember. Yeah.
So it's just what I'm it's important. Yeah, because this not been a code KB Songo. You call you want to it. I'm not gonna tell you been a coffee time. They want um, how to call it, they need taxpayers, you know, for government and finance for national team, or things like the explain would limit Latin number. And that's the same Pokawa GFF is a private institution. Answerable only to their stakeholders.
Yes,
Hamwa.
stakeholders.
Wow. So Manfovu is very funny in a sense when the more bland skill. Yeah. KB has a point. Kaba also has a point. But what the hell you you try you make make sense. Moine, Kaba, he's right. FIFA, l'union jox GFF ak CAF, understand nga loolu ñoom la concerne ak seen stakeholder. I agree 100%. But su national team involvé nga yaakaar nit ñi gox ñu jëla xaalis te gox xaalis ñoo jëlee nit ñi leen koo jëlee. I think there should be an explanation. For example, at the playing conference ba pare jeexal nañ. For me, GFF should come out with a financial report of the national team.
Actually, I remember something. Peter, let's talk about that question. That question about me, Luther, ñom duñ dé ñëw gëna wax public bi about these difficulties you guys am ñu ñëw wax ko nit yi nga nit gën la mëna final sax on because of problem we understand football is expensive. We are talking about Ghana, we are talking about comments. We are talking about Ghana, we are talking about other African nations. How many like guys they pump in season ben camp? And the camps are not different. Gambia luñ wara duga. The only difference moy ñaata la ñoo fay allowance ak yoy non. But at the end of the day, hotel you guys dem di deka ak xam nga stadium you guys dem fu guys wara dem play so we guys dem ci len deka yi. Ak yoy non almost everything is almost similar. The only difference might be the allowances you deka yi di fay. So Gambia di fay 2,000 euros, maybe Ghana get fay 5,000 or 10,000 euros. Maybe so you know they will have more. But at the end of the day, we all know it's very, very expensive. So why not? So we can play again, explain these challenges. So it's not going to push this point in is it diplomacy, wala is it about politics and Then Kaba after he admitted that London is wrong, but Peter Puss na ko si London. Come on, they have to communicate. But again, they have the opportunity to communicate right now. They have the opportunity to communicate. Come on, this is squad. Players they do it in an official manner, but they did not do it. And then so guys like that again, you watching it. It's so sad.
Exactly. Yeah. So you know what we there was a platform, WhatsApp group, Bumaneka. You want to discuss the menu. After point, we make share as a group. We discuss what FOFU is democracy. You go to the Colaban. My new small guy for Colaban. My new for the discourse. Anti-Kaba at Pro-Kaba Nyofaneka. But in general, we are only been a goal and they work coming football. But this is an ute. So what I'm interested in, Hamba, some points came out, but then our points in the when problem GFF cannot go against the government. Understand? If they go against the government you take some law. So you take law, guys, no problem. Understand? Because African system, African politics, African leadership, that's how they operate.
Do not disturb. Well, if they consider to get their dog. Am I there?
Hello, Chama.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm there.
Maladiga, call more Dugana. Do not disturb.
Hello?
Maladiga. Why man say for me to call to get their dog. Every time you call to get their dog. Do not disturb.
Mama do not disturb, so I anyway, coming back to Morova, African leaders lend the operator on a saga. That's all new as a plus. African you have a tanker, so go get something on problem. I disagree. These people are talking about they are politicians. They in Gambia, in case you didn't gain the position. Understand? Arambura, who didn't vote for Arambura because of me? We love the guy, we knew the guy. They did. We are spread with the and the only person we saw standing against him was Arambura. Period. So you get they go again because we want democracy. Legi, hey, we all know how the power politicians operate. So they're in office, they are preparing for the next election. How to make people happy with them, to give them, to put for them come next election. Okay. In this case, politicians, they don't want negative energy around them, especially when it comes to Gambian national team football, which is our beloved team. Every Gambian or 95% of Gambians follow the national team. Swing platform the one and a so Gambia they play a game in Bunde am Utena su Gambia play out.
Absolutely.
Understand? So legi JFF to get a guy get am dole because in this case JFF have everything to lose while the government sit there enjoy their cake and do and next election guy no do that. Parce que chama man maa yow toog ne fii ak ñeneen di saaga GFF ñu ngi lekk suñu xaalis gam fu ñu bind fu nekk ñu ngi lekk suñu xaalis ñu ngi saa suñu xaalis ñu ngi embezzle alors ça chama in reality GFF waxuma duñ jee séddale loolu moom du waxuma ko but most of the things su dee happen mooy funds yu war a dem si youth football si grassroots football si infrastructural development dañ ko dee divert to the national team.
Most of the time, yeah.
loolu mooy problème bi GFF même problème bi loolu la understand te loolu mu ngi affect suñu football bi fi down here.
Absolutely.
Understand it's very simple. President Barrow Bakary Badji ñun mënatuñoo def ak lii ñun tamit dañoo am réputation bu ñu war a sàmm ñun tamit dañu am suñu institution bu xam ne dañ ko war a dundal so ñun suñ soxee 20 millions jox ñu 20 millions suñ ko mënut a jox dégg ñun duñ dem. suñu dëkk bi laajoo la xew ñu ne la government jox ñu xaalis nga seet da ngay duñu react.
dañoo react yeah because su players li fi de kaase dañoo react right fu players kaase ngay react.
It's just a simple thing. It's not difficult. Well, no, I'm a diplomacy. No. No diplomacy. No, you are killing yourself, literally. The JFF, they want to get you communicate. Budget guide your budget. Because prepare your budget. Understand that? Again, the government, they don't play 10 games at B. Every game will never, definitely cost 10 million, including bonus, blah, 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 blah. You will never. That's near $100 million for whole year. Then you go for pregnancy. Understand? But for Tuki within the executive members. Tuki within the government, the ministry, you cut.
You control, yeah.
I've been valued to me. Or doing valued to me. Those are the PDMs you lay one. Cut. Understand? Ngagis Manneh you. If they do that job, du ñu am problème boobu léegi FIFA xaalis bu ñu jox gars yi ak CAF xaalis bu ñu jox gars yi pour infrastructure caama $1 million sorry $1 million for example caama $1 million alone caama mun na laa jox tof Banjul East West Bako Manjai nu taari sax Basse almost 7 regions almost 10 regions laa la mun a wax 10 regions lañ sa 7 regions yëpp mun nañoo am ku nekk mun nga am ñaari additional tof si xaalis boobu noonu loolu is infrastructural development so like let them come out President Kaba maa ngi laa ñaan di la appel understand nga yaa sa executive members yi come out if there is nothing wrong with saying the truth pour ngeen li ngeen am mu wàññi ko seen kaw gëna leen ngeen ne yéen mënatu leen koo finance na ko government jël ay suñu jëlee nekk they will react stadium ngeen kaas understand play suñuy kaas bu leen woo dara noo fi leen bàyyi gars yi def lu ñoo def nga xool nit ñi duñ génn su lu ñuy génnee nga xool gars yi duñ react they will react stadium bi ñu cooy stadium bi nii ñun la nee rek waaye suñu ko timee lu xool duñ play duñ dem play away billahi wala tay caabo nga gis gofen nu ñoo tootee stadium bi nii but again Gambia la I have my own problem ama toog dëkk bi neexut dëkk bi dafa métti nga toog fi nga toog understand bakal xel na moo change we are quick to blame people but we're not quick to take responsibilities. That is Gambian for you. So there are so many abnormalities.
Yeah, anyways, you lal about the FIFA ranking. We spoke about it. You mentioned it a little bit. I will just go through where's my Facebook page? Yeah, the latest FIFA ranking was announced as usual after international breaks. This one came a little bit fast though. I was expecting it to come around next week, but it came. I think it was Friday. Friday was out, and Gambia's rank dropped a couple of places, 115th to 117th. We dropped, and then FIFA we dropped one. In CAF rather, we dropped one place. I think Niger went ahead of us after they got 2 back-to-back wins in their qualifiers. Yeah, I know many surprises will be there. Looks like Gambia will drop in FIFA ranking because Gambia win 7-0. Looks like I will drop a few. But coming to here, last time when we did that that explanation on how the FIFA ranking works.
Last year.
Last year, exactly. Last year, just when you it's basically based on 4 things. Now, it's basically based on a few things. The first one being the strength of the team. Like if you compare Gambia and Seychelles, obviously everybody will tell you Gambia is a better team than Seychelles. So low of their count, and then of course the FIFA ranking you have as a country as well, of their count. So you can say the result be, then you calculate. So basically, if you win a team that is like inferior to you, or that a team in FIFA terms, sarang we do a lot of significance. So usually, so we need team bula upadole, muna a huge rank rise. Come for example, when we won against Kenya were ahead of us in the FIFA ranking. So when we won that game, more like Kenya as a guy on cast, ñun Gambia ñoo uparang sa guy ñoo di ñu suñ deka so you know. So Gambia then gain a huge rank rise in that period. More than you mëna make that eight positions jump in the last FIFA ranking, but this time you drop. Even though we lost against Gabon ñoo raw rank, so it did not have a lot of significance. But teams in the constitution suñu run ñoo jël a little bit a big leap comme ku mel ni Niger they took a big leap. I think they were the biggest risers with 9 positions in rank rise because they win same games you guys win. They were winning teams you have ñoo leen ëppa doole, so loolu moo tax why yeah they usually, and Seychelles, to be honest, xam naa ne kenn du ko bëgg a dégga waaye Seychelles they are the lowest ranked country in Africa. The only team that is ranked below them is Eritrea. They are not even ranked. They are not even in the qualifiers. So in all the teams that we are playing in this World Cup qualifiers, Seychelles were the lowest ranked team. So lolu mota Gambia suñu rank bi mu drop fofu nonu. But anyways,
pour yoko si li nga wax rek pour digal li nga wax rek moy so bo xel FIFA sen playoffs yi ka playoffs yi European playoffs World Cup playoffs yi dañ génne results between teams yu dem playoffs ak sen teams am last sen groupe. How na realize nga lolu.
Yeah, gis naa ko. I'm not happy about that, but gis naa ko.
Wow. So loolu rek dafa digal li nga wax ne strength teams yooyu noonu understand nga moo tax gars yi defee ko noonu understand nga so ku ñu amuñ doole xam nga so team bi am doole nga win team bu am doole comme tey rek làmb bëre soo daanelee mbër bu am coow ak mbër bu amul coow nekkul bi soo daanee mbër bu am coow da nga toog wër fa toppaale waaye soo daanee mbër bu amul coow ne moo ko mun daaneel ko waaye mbër wax ne dafa am coow ñëwee kii moo la mun nga daaneel ko yow dafay égal seen niveau so the same thing la.
Definitely. But anyways, yeah, record breakers you mentioning guys Musa Barrow bu nga naa wax si tuuti Abdoulaye Manneh first hat trick am naa ne laal nga si squad bi as a whole last 27 goals you scored. That is a record goal scoring for the country and for Africa. I mean, in terms of World Cup qualifiers, which is huge. More than there was huge progress. Man, I can see the progress very well. I'm happy with the coach. Like transform a team. Of course, there are as somebody could follow football. Of course, there are a lot of things that more contained. I think that they should improve, obviously. But on a general point of view, I think I'm happy with the team, the progressions that we are taking, the way we are, the direction we are heading to. I like it. The team as a whole. Anything outside the team, external factors like the official, but the team, the football team we have, there's the Scorpions, we didn't play. I'm happy with the progress we got the jail, the steps we got the jail. But let's talk about Musa and Abdoulaye Manneh. Okay.
First of all, one thing was Abdoulaye Manneh, Abdoulaye Manneh, so the India progress. the process. Why Ablaye Manneh? 4 or 5 years, 4 years ago, if I'm not wrong, we are watching Ablaye Manneh playing in the stadium at night during the Ramadan. He was at Q City, Sen Academy with team B, playing in the third division. Second round, we wild down Indico. For the first time we played that level. We score 8 goals second round. We wild down. For all I know, struggle, I know what Mexico. What you at they end up winning the FA Cup that year. If I stand to be corrected, a young boy from nowhere, from third division, new right? You a team in the first division, you will let me. Why I win one not you know. Most of those one not the goals more score. Yeah. Nga imagine tey bu jógee foofu nga gis li bu mu jël pour le progress en wàll daan si soldat bi jógee fa xam nga nekk si under 23 bi nekk si CHAN team bi xam nga ba tey mu nekk fu mu nekk nii tey play Europe te mu demee Europe ba léegi su ba léegi gis nañ performance su mu nekk di def he is doing absolutely wonders ba tey ñëw na sama team bi make début am score hat-trick loolu dafa dañ ci kontaan in the sense that if we do what we have to do in the national league here, Chama, we can have so many of them like so many players like them because I'm not playing you can have football, no potential. But it takes you back to what we want to watch out. Swing halls win the money meant for football should be spent on football. National team bi naka government jël xaalis bu jeexee bu ñu jël pour grâce football ak suñ ligue bi ak suñ infrastructure yi nañ ko fa dugal nga gis nu moo demee very soon di nga gis player boo xam ne dafa jógee from the national league straight dem sign in the premiership if you improve our facilities suñ dugalal suñ football fi bu baax gën a capacité coach si Thiamas fekk ko si football very soon di nga gis loolu noonu Ablaye Manneh is a big example of that understand nga so dañ see kontaan di si rafetlu bu baax a baax ñëwaat si Laka Barrow Laka la tey dama ko against
balaa nga def si Laka ba ko seeni dugga si la seeni ñu ngi laa nuyu naka yaram bi
yeah Cham happy to be back again you know coach tamit yeah sant yàlla you know happy to be back xam naa ne I've missed couple of shows yeah but I'm quite happy to be back again man give my thoughts about Gambian football and beyond, yeah. So yeah, happy to be back.
Absolutely, thanks, man. Thanks for getting your Diego, yeah. But
the CJL leer sa seen.
Wow, the CJL leer. When I got jealous, I did them see like Ablaye Manneh, his club, Mayalbi. Of course, we remember the January he had. He was very close to joining Olympiacos, who are currently playing in the Champions League, and then that deal fall through. I'm going to a little bit boom there where the club be I guess goes dry on but it's very good to see him scoring that hat trick and taking that opportunity making coach away a lot which is very nice and also national team his club were one step away from winning the Swedish League. They just need one win now to win the Swedish League. So if they win on Monday, they play their next game Monday or Sunday. Yeah, if they win their game on Monday then they become the champions of the Swedish League. And they are coming from a very small place in Sweden. Can expect to turn the mile in the final. Ablaye Manneh has a huge part to play in their success this year. So just I wanted to add that. So you can move on.
Wow. I'm not sure. Ablaye Manneh the true definition of an attacking player. What am I saying? He can play anywhere in up front, in attack, anywhere. Left wing, right wing, number 10, strike. He is that good. He has that quality. Understand? So because they are correct. Because he has a lot of work to do. With his potential, he can go far, way far. If you want to do community, the Angoli Monta Munafaga. But what our community, when United, Barcelona, top teams in the world. So the for no surprise because I'm not the athlete to play there. Okay. Coming to Laka Barrow. Musa against it. It took him long to build this record. And that shouldn't be the case. Man, 2 months. Musa wanna build record. Do active understand? Because the amount of games they play, you guys may play recently. What's that amount of games you guys may play on time at San Sisi? Understand? Probably the games bari. Time for bari to know. The Musa is someone ko hamne. Every Gambian game, you know yakara Musa for the first score because he has everything. Understand? Musa is someone ko hamne. Munna def lu ko def ci field. So why would you go this long? More achievement. The Bahel Chama. Yamuminde, ya score with it. Why? After get it. How does it
Yeah, Yamuminde is on 7 now. 7 goals. Musa is 14, right? Half. That's not good. Why they are not correct?
The project. So they also assistant it. The project. So whole ratio bi Musa Muhammad Asam say. But whole ratio the Musa Asam. I believe Asam mo gina bad ratio. I didn't do the maths, but I'm just more general calculation like so halat. Musa games you play a goes in score. Come to Asam games you play a goes in score. I think the Musa should have scored even more than Musa right now. One are 20 goals in national team. Because isn't him? I'm not capacity. So laka mala bi mo na ko wana man suma star understand why dafa yide fi nga arani tay dafa yi why su lu paré tamit mang la congrats bu baaxa baaxa la jajeufal xam nga the sky is the limit xam nga you've been a great servant for the national team xam nga being the assistant captain of the national team it means a lot xam nga do you hear every time you represent fu nekk xam nga do you score goals si afcon bi gis nañ li nga def li ñuy jàppale xam nga waaye dara ñu wax rek la gën a yokk laka ñu góor la gën a bëri la gën a yokk rek because you are doing it for your club also keep on doing it for the country xam nga you are one of those players yoo xam ne like suñu jaaxle da nga responsibility understand nga maa ngi recall Thiaw suñu team against Sénégal AFCON bi the entire field everyone was there waaye li nga gis ne laka match Sénégal in terms of quality in terms of personality against Sénégal 3-0 boobu noonu that day la respect Moussa Barrow. The game between Gambia and Senegal AFCON c'est la ko jox cër da gis ne this guy took responsibility wana ne fii maa ñoom Sénégal ñu ngi play the same league in Saudi Arabia ñi kenn daaw foofu kenn sutuma so laka moom laka dina jaajëfal bu baax a baax yal na la jig te yeneen si yeneen góor toppa nag te nag si diir bu gàttal waaw dafa gudd trop ma mos ko góor si diir bu gàttal boo nga accéléré ko yaa ngi ko mité yow tamit maa ngi laa challenge pour nga challenge Moussa Barrow healthy competition la boo seen diggante healthy competition la boo seen diggante maa ngi laa challenge pour tamit nga try nga dab ko waaw parce que su nga defee ñaari caawa kuy am ndam Gambia am ndam rek so lii dëkk bi dem kanam di leen jaajëfal bu baax a baax kontaan naa si yéen trop la ak Ablaye.
Well, let me just add something there, but I'm at Jeltini. And Laka is still, relatively. I think he will get the 20. I chow bangi ba rin Gambia tayo. Canonically all time didn't go score away. I'm not but because koto yaki putting their names up there and young put food. No, they have to, but the greatest servants of Gambian football. So indeed we can start it from MCR. Biri a guy recently by Omar Samba Fofu no that generation they play a lot of games when it comes to the zone 2 and no. So mother there are some claims there is a player who scored more than 14 goals. Slowly move why limo a problem in Gambia records. We don't keep the records. But I think it will become undisputed at some point because of Laka. Will get there, or Yanko Minte will get there eventually because of they get games.
Now dog Gabalo dog. Chama, like these are official goals. Official games for score. Boy, when you Gambia they play zone 2, zone 2 you going contact.
I know.
I was saying, henya record the Gambia, within the Gambia, kese. Why we got why between we want the FIFA, Moussa Barrow is the highest goal scorer in Gambia.
Yes.
I'll give you an example. This guy, how to call it, Romario of Brazil. He scored 1,000 goals plus, 1,014 goals scored in his career. While if you play I test games, understand? Bowl I charity games. Understand? I'm not going to 14 goals. I'm not going to score Barcelona. Barcelona you will negotiate a KFC. Understand? But Cristiano Ronaldo scored 948 goals. Demo scored 949 goals. Understand? Lolo is official. Real Madrid, Manchester United, Sporting Lisbon, Juventus, Al Nassr. Understand? Portugal. Yo is official. Yo munga de man do xol video ni nga gis goal so non. Way yeneen goal so ni ngay di wax. Do ko mëna gis fenn.
No, I agree. But there was a time Amiga Cabral Zone means a lot to us. That time it meant a lot. Remember when we hosted it in the Gambia, 1997? Like four turns Amiga Cabral Zone to 1997. I'm telling by everybody singing about it. It meant a lot. Wow, Gambia exactly. So it meant a lot. So why of course Musa, I think it will be undisputed at some point. Musa will get to 20. Young community is on that trajectory as well. So you get come no ko hen ñaanal gaay rek ñom ñep ñu éga fofu non. But Musa tamit xalé bu ndaw la de. Xam nga man ko so ko sédé ba sét. Musa ben game la play Gambia fofu na ben yoon Musa start bir Gambia. So just look at that 5 years. Musa games you mo play outside Gambia la ko nek di ko play. I think that Gambia one goal la Musa score si stade ci Gambia bi. Moy ka bu mu dé tap non ci qualifiers ci bu ñu dem first AFCON bi. One goal bu mu dé score si qualifiers. Then ñu dem ci AFCON bi mu score 2 goals. After lolu
mo against Gabon bi
Why exactly? Why against Gabon?
Because Steve they pass.
Exactly. Because Steve they pass. Because Steve they dama non mu final ko. Exactly. So say lolu nonu. Laka every goal is like on a journey la. So say they set. Goals are yep on the journey la. Most of them. He score more goals on a journey than on a Tom. Because on a Tom AFCON Mila score on 2 goals qualifiers I think the last AFCON qualifiers he did not score a lot of goals. I'm not I assist maybe 1 goal or 2 goals, whatever. But on a journey, scored for 8 goals or at least 8 goals. Because
we score 6 goals. We score 6.
For AFCON qualifiers, we scored 3 goals or something. So I think 9 last score on a journey. So yeah, goals and on a journey like score. So recently so he's going. I think he will get there because 6 goals him scoring is now only 2 or 3 players score more goals than him in the World Cup qualifier.
Chama tamit la ka dafa miss big chances there. Miss big chances there.
Penalty miss na penalty.
Dafa miss big chances there.
Yeah,
exactly. Man mo query man xamna ko de. Musa wona dafa uppal li de. Musa mëna lu uppal li de. Billahi wala tara Cham sa wona am time 20 goals. The Cham. No la yalla bana.
Seni, yo, what did you make of the qualifiers as a whole? Gambia have got the records you guys break a few no. But you're not hanging on the affair with that. It's been a bitter bill to swallow like how much because we have seen a lot of good things, but it is not taking us anywhere. You're not hanging on the affair.
Chama, first off, when the draw was made, for the qualifiers for the Mondial, understand, final the time Tomla won, so the first 2 games they were not really good, understand. I think the slow start was also an issue, understand. And when Johnny took charge there was hope that at least things will get better. But again, so generally I think it's not bad. It's not bad, but I believe that this also is an opportunity to look into the transition because Gambia the next Nations Cup we wouldn't be there. So I believe this World Cup qualification was used as sort of a preparatory stage for 2027. Understand? Because I believe that has to be the target. And thankfully as a country we have a huge pool of young players. They can play for the Scorpions for the next 10 years. Sincerely, I believe it's very important because we've been saying that transition, and I believe this is the opportunity for us. And with Johnny, he has a good pool. Because I believe soon qualify. Fine, we missed out on the 2020 edition, but I believe with these young players, the Gambia can make it to either the 2030 or the 2034. You know, because I believe, you know, the squad is already there. And Tamit, you know, the age is also helping as well. And as well about Musa Barrow, you know, he made his debut for the Scorpions in 2018. You know, he was a young chap from Italy, newly hammered. You know, there was a lot of hype around him. But, you know, since then, you know, he has taken up the leadership role in the AS Mom. You know, because Bingo had the number 10 shot, you know, that, you know, this is a huge role for him. I'm sure, you know, he has done that. Come Chain Mkowe, he could have scored more than this. Because only, you know, even sometimes, you know, you can see that, you know, mostly that they go for power, you know, which shouldn't have been the case, understand? But I think, you know, he's a young player. He's still young. I think he's 28, to my mistake, or 26.
26,
So, you know, he can still
26.
play yeah, so he can still play for the Scorpions for the next 5, 6, 7 years, understand? So I believe that, you know, he can surely do it. And, you know, with this young pool of players, mom, I believe the Scorpions will surely get better. But I believe now the target has to be qualifying to the 2027 you know, Nations Cup. That has to be the target. I believe you know the Scorpions can do it. But again, you know, we need to play our home games at the Independence Stadium, Chama, because I believe that in Africa, home advantage is important. So play it at home, you know, it's not difficult to. So I believe that you know, with the government and the state, everyone involved, you know, let's get the stadium ready for the 2027 Nations Cup qualifier. Because I believe you know, next year might start, you know, September is one mistake.
Yeah, you
So I
have a
believe
year.
it's important.
You have a year
Yeah,
to prepare for that.
yeah, absolutely. So I believe it's important we have it ready because man, Gumnane, you know, with these young talents, we can do it. Fine against Gabon, you know, the defense thing happened, they were young, you know, these, you know, that was the first time of playing. Yeah, but sincerely, you know, the future of our national team looks bright.
It's really bright. But another thing, come yang mentioned sah September la ñu play next year September. So the international break yi moom léegi moom du jeex. November ñu ngi war a am beneen. Johnny from his post match reaction mu ngi waxee ne we will play. Like we will use the winter international breaks and then to prepare the team better. So it seems he has the like he has been given the assurance or he has been given the information that the Gambia will play. Of course, there is no information, there is no communication from the GFF, which is always usually very, very slow. Now Gambia then play. Do you guys expect to see Gambia involved in the November international breaks? And then how can we use that break? How can we use that break? Because there's a lot of other potential players you have use. Yesterday I was watching again Lecce, not Lecce, Verona, that charm guy. He's playing in the Italian Serie A. He's a player who should be playing in the Gambian. He started for a club in the Italian Serie A. So these players you have, they are doing Salu, drama, with Norway. These players, there's a lot of players you have in the system. But I believe with friendly games, the coach will have that opportunity. Come on, Abdoulaye Manneh is friendly and score. And now he's scoring hat-trick in the national team because Bala friendly play one last time. Abdoulaye Manneh was not in the squad. But this upcoming November international break, how important is that window for the national team as well?
Just
go to say, yeah.
Okay.
It's very, very important. But I doubt nañ fa mën a play because su fekkee ne amuñ xaalis pour play qualifiers dañoo drop suñu assistant coach bi drop suñ fitness trainer. I don't think ne nañ fa mën a àgga nañ mën a compete waaye nañ mën a participer laa bëgg a wax su war na am tamit da koy time bii nii bu la ñu mën a wax ba nation la ñoo plan Sénégal announce nañ ne ñoom ñooy play against Brazil.
Coach B, according to Coach B, like he's gonna use this window to prepare. Guy, Lola was a press conference, postman press conference, and also of course, player boycott national team as well. He said he's not gonna play in the upcoming break. So it seems there are plans. From interaction with the people inside, or it seems there is plan. But of course, it's very important. Amuñ xaalis pour facing players. It's been like they owe them. Loolu sax war nañ ko owe nañ leen almost $35 million. So for say they say so calculate the highest bid like estimation 3 camps 6 fixtures fairing leen ko. So player bu nekk suñ ko war a defee $2,000 sa allowance ak sa camping fee and all those things. Now ko boole dina dem be almost $35 million. Loolu leen amee players for the last 3 camps. So would that fail? No. How can you host an international game? So I get your point, but I'm just having the feeling the coach bi lii lañ ko gomloo te coach bi lii xëy na lii moo tax mu jël team bi because of bu moo ñëw sax xam nga si first press conference am bi dañ ko joxoon assurance si use the international window so available and this is another available one so this is one on the government one on the GFF ñu seet na gars yi nañ dinañ stand by their words when it comes to that of course we know amuñ xaalis man loolu bañu ma ko waaye football is not cheap chair we all agree with that so fekkee dañ bëgg a play we have to be serious we have to be serious as a nation if we want to play this game understand man loolu moo tax ma bëgg a xool laale Aseni.
Yeah, sincerely, come no way, Chama, and you know, the national team, you know, we all know that it's entirely on the government. But considering, you know, that this, you know, the nature of our state or country, you know, they're not difficult a bit. But again, you know, Gomna, you know, win the Buneka Gambia national team should play because the Scorpions will not play, but you know, okay, the Scorpions will not play a competitive game, but you know, Ben Nation Scope, you know, qualifiers this time, understand? So I believe, you know, we have a couple of you know, windows to use the November, the March, you know, the June, understand? So I believe these are opportunities we need to use because we're talking of, you know, the coach having a young squad. So Gumna is like a team be naturally, you know, they are playing together. They're not gonna understand one thing. I believe Lee, you know, they're not help in terms of cohesion. You know, and sincerely, I believe it's important. But come coaching, considering, you know, the nature of our country, you know, they're not difficult a bit. You know, I'm sure we all understand the reality scope on it. But football, no go, you know, it's quite expensive. You know, Snake, we, you know, we want to get to the next level. Honestly, then you wanna have a certain level of you know, commitment in that regard. For you getting high, listen.
For you getting high is the ñu jàllale ñu wrap ñu jël bi last one bi su ko defee ñu ñëw wrap up the final one bi ñoo laal mooy bi female team bi the Queen Scorpions ñoom tam they are preparing for their African Cup of Nations qualifiers. They have to play against Kenya 2 legs. The games Kenya, the first leg is going to be in Kenya, and then the second leg they will play is home, which will be played in Senegal. Chess. The first leg is on the 24th, and then second leg will be 28th. It's why Bob named the squad. The coach Bob has named her squad, and 23 women squad that name. And there are a few professionals, 4 professional players are joining, are in the squad. Patu Kante, who is doing very well at Seville. Penda Bah, she is also doing well in this course of weekend Bini with his club in Estonia. Manneh Stevenson, she just won the Latvian trophy, captain in her club side. Ola Barrow playing at Lokomotiv Moscow. So these 4 players, plus the players who are playing around in Liberia, Sierra Leone, those players will join. So 23 woman squad. They could make history as well because if they get through this round, they will be playing in the African Cup of Nations, and that will be the first time the Gambia will be in this competition. Okay.
Chama, I think lolo mum so amid no you gonna trop trop understand that. But the reality is on the ground moy. Kenya is also one of the, if not the top, but second things you know strong. See Africa second let's say second level with ñom ci lañ bokka. While in Gambia we are the 3rd level. Because all if you say it like countries like Ghana, Nigeria, Cameroon, understand that. Maybe they are above Ivory Coast. But then the next category then say like Kenya not African teams. Understand? Because my recall one time I watched their game against I think it was against Tunisia or Morocco. Understand that? Very Kenya qualifiers down. My recall last year we recall. So physically they are very imposing, they are strong. Understand that? Then that's the weakness we have in our national team, especially in Jigeni. That's our biggest problem, physicality. So while the fact that I'm the experienced players, I mean, now that they are playing abroad, players like Ola Buaro, Gagné ko gis na sama team moom tamit Gagné ko gis na recent games yi bokkut because at that time we won't play China. Before them she was playing in China. And she's one of our key players because of pace. She is very pacey. Angel will be different out of you. But qualify. She has been consistent. But yalla ko yalla jàppale di Gambia parce que I think it's our time ñu decide them for them for because ko góor yi demuñ kay decide na jigéen ñi ñam ñu xool naka la
na jigéen ñi ñam waaw kaw su bu ne nag kaw su bu ne you are not mentioning CDB's impact in the national team and his collaboration with Barrow and Yanko Minte. No, they got mention the council. When they go Adama CDB. Then focus on the Abdullah Manneh because they call break as that. But of course, I think he was the best player over the international break, and he has been very crucial for Johnny. Mentioning the best one, I think I'm sometimes they get a new domina Watani, but I think he's been crucial. Like you say, it's true. Then what on call Watani because he's been the best player, right, Che?
Yeah, this past two international breaks, September, October. I know. Oh, no, September.
Mm-hmm.
September, October break.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's right up there. Te dafa jox team bi big balance si attaque bi. Dafa tax Musa ak Yanko seen liggéey gën a yomba. So he's a key player right now. Te right now going forward, xanaa mu ñàkk a play si club de but ni moo gisee nii ak ko lu mu bëgg a play ak moom ni mu nekkee di show bu am si national team bi it will be very difficult for any other striker mu mun koo génnee foofu.
Yeah, ba pare yaa ngi mel ñu delluwaat si female team bi su ma defee ma dem si seeni sa waa ji Amadou Tamba journalist mu ngi post man si moom laa gisee woon post bi sax about 4 professional players coming. Coach Bom, of course, she demanded more international or professional players to come, but of course, finances constraints more can you limit to those 4 players. But hopefully, guy they can do the job. Seeni Tienum go here, so good go them would jigéen ñi dem ñam so they have a big chance. They're gonna break a record if they qualify for the AFCON for the first time. Of course, go definitely go léegi jigéen ñi nekk especially senior national team. How important is this game against Kenya coming? And what do you think are the chances of the Gambia making it?
Essentially, it's important because usually, first stage be the like an issue for the Gambia because I mean, they
I see.
There's a chance, though they don't make a difficult task because okay, in the family, they is already there. So I believe that, they're gonna make an opportunity as well, but it's not gonna be easy. Essentially, Gomna is about time that a female team make it to the Nations Cup time because I believe since 2018 or 19, we've been trying to have it done qualifying, but has not happened. So I believe that this is an opportunity for us to have it done. There as well, with the foreign based last time, that will add more depth and their experience. So I'm sure they will help a lot in that regard. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. The games are scheduled to play next Friday, October, and Tuesday, the following Tuesday. Second leg it will be in the third leg in chess. First leg in Nairobi. So yeah, we wish them all the best. I think they have some good players there. Come here and go here. Penda is doing well. Scoring about Kidemba. Kelenile, Fatu Kantemo, we all know what she can do. She knew every time she delivers for the national team. And then now Ola Buaro, she's doing well at Locomotive. They follow their team and then you have Manyima Stevenson, who just yesterday win the title in Latvia with captain in her club. How my Vimsy, not that club, but yeah. Just they were going to win the film. You want me to have to that? Riga FC. They won the Latvian Cup and they win the double. So yeah, hopefully those players can add a little bit more quality and then guy you make. Yeah. But also Monaco, the other thing we on Monaco now the national team, the rank it's rank changed a little bit. We dropped a couple of places. And I know people are concerned why. Okay, no. But yeah, what I mean, Lolo, you have anything to add on that, the FIFA ranking?
Yeah, no more like the more you games and the more we win, then help a lot because when you talk in a particular window, let's say the November window, God forbid, Suneke, we do not have games, naturally, Dinaman, do not surely have a dent on our ranking. So I believe, let's have more games, then win more games. But sincerely, the signs are positive that the Scorpions will surely climb, better going forward,
Absolutely. So final one. Where do we go now? The national team. Where do we go? Genuine. Actually, Mariko, final one. Where do we go with the national team now from here?
National team without Chama. For us in both as a nation. The football we Gerald nañu understand because
ndax woot na ko
benn stadium bi dañ ko war ci war a wax dañ war a make sure stadium dañ fa war a pare balaa next qualifiers comme ni ko seeni waxee it has to be ready understand that. Secondly mooy budget for the national teams dafa war a pour tegu understand that. GFF and their technical department they have to work hard. Understand? Football continues till never stop. It continues. Understand? So I think we have enough time, almost 9 months after November, to reset everything. Take election for the national team. Again, under 17, under 20, under 23. Then hopefully photo then go different. For national team be muna kina am dole. Our foreign players even can play outside. They am Gambian descent. Dañu war a try tamit engage leen dañu war a defaraat setup bi defaraat team bi understand nga xam ñaata Gambien su ñu ko abroad muy under 17 muy under 17 under 21 or 23 léegi ñu am leen try to engage them. Let's make the player pool as wide as possible, but again you cannot do that if you don't have a stadium and if you don't have money to finance the national teams loolu ñaar yu rek dafa ton of player pour mu ñëw player la teg su ko xam ne xamul Gambia xëy na mos na ñëw Gambia dëkkut Gambia out la juddoo but because of ne papaam fi la jógee oo yaayam fi la jógee on sax boo naa playal dëkk bi waaye fu mu am lu leer wala mu playal dëkk bi because su nekkee Swedish comme tey Modou Seka Baro he had the chance to play for Sweden but dafa bàyyi loolu ñëw play Gambia ana mu tey what does playing for Gambia did for him. Imagine someone play in Sweden national team. They will come as a Swedish player. So value on up. So there are so many things on the link. They go try to make sure you put like swing value, something value. The foreign member of Sweden can see is very important.
Absolutely,
it's very important. So one that
yes, we see any other thing. No, say you can you call it a day.
Yeah, Chama, come coach and like I believe that's a lot we need to do. Under 17, not going to the Nations Cup to the AFCON. I believe Lolo is a blow because naturally, they not distort the transition we're talking about. And again, man, sincerely, I will keep talking about having a football DNA. That's very important to Chama. Because I believe naturally, they not help a lot. You have the next 10, 15 years. Honestly, player from under 17 to under 20. Naturally those struggle. And then as well, come coaching having the stadium that is important for the next qualifiers because those will determine a lot. Sincerely not determine a lot. And as well, Gambian they are descent of the country. I believe that let's say our former players, we can use them as representatives, because naturally, let's say they Jato Cisse, he's a household name in Gambian football, Let's say there's a player in Holland, Mohamed that has Gambian roots. I'm naturally should they get Jato Cisse Mourinho. Jato Cisse was played in the
Yeah, but anyways, I think Maneko you should have like final words for the audience, boy. Yeah, need close.
Ciao. Kañ dinañ jaajëfal rek di leen ne nañ si jàpp rek nañ si jàpp xam nga ñun moom liñ boole mooy comme que every time bureau gaa football dem kanam yokku dem kanam te ñun loolu mooy tax a jóg doo journaliste du ma journaliste wala trying everything promotion nit ñi xam nga li gaa yi gën a bëgg mooy national team gaa football mu dem kanam ñu leen koo jox nu gën a yombee nu gën a leeree nu gën a setee waaw gaa yi te jàpp rek subscribe comment like di partage di share
waaw kay nga wax seen xalaat yi it's very important comment yi daf dee am solo trop ñu dee xam xalaat yi seeni yoo xam ne tey network ba laa jàmpa but anyways final words then I will close it.
Yeah, sorry about that. Someone network, but again, happy to be back. This is something we love talking about, and I'm sure we'll keep doing that. But at the end of the day, it is Gambia, and we are all key stakeholders. Key stakeholders in that regard. So acknowledge they're currently watching acknowledge later than you say that. Let's keep supporting, and I'm sure this platform will surely get better. Yeah, so it's a pleasure to be back again. Thank you.
Thank you Seni. Yow may ko bodo baaga may ko dama relax nag yaram bi recover fully ke yow bi déggoo leen ma ne ko after game bi ne wax text yaa ngi bàyyi géeg yaa ngi doon bëri wax si code classic page bi so after game bi ne dégg
ko bro man
waaw yaa ngi comment affaire Liverpool waaye anyways yow bi si kanam
okay ciao
all right yéen a ngi jëf suñu gaay